I want to explain NSCA payouts, back to class, Lewis option, class option, as I can tell a lot of people that come into my shotgun club don't necessarily understand those things, and I think they could be having a little bit more fun with some options and all if they understood it. So I'm going to tell you real fast. There's all different ways that a club can do payouts. So I could set like a dollar amount for high overall. I could set a dollar amount for first place, second place, third place. Heck, I could do a dollar amount for every place if I wanted to. So one of the things that a club like mine does is called back to class. And so rather than doing an actual dollar amount, set amount for a certain position finished, there's a back to class, which, maybe some clubs actually do dollar amounts and back to class, but I do back to class. And what that is say it's $10 back to class or $20 back to class. That's another thing that I can adjust. So if it's $10 back to class, then if you're paying hypothetically $80 for that event, 10 of that dollars is going to go back into your class. So if you're shooting in A or AA or Masters or even Hunter's class, I have an option of paying out in Hunter's class if I want, which I do. So $10 back to class, it goes into the class that you are in. So if there happens to be 4 other shooters or 20 other shooters in your class, everybody has automatically put in $10 back into the class. And that grew the pot then for that class. And so that's one of the ways that you can get a payout. I don't do high overall, but I could always do like $500 high overall. I have done that in the past. For me, though, it ends up bringing in some top shooters that win all the time, and then my little guys, the ones that just like to have a good time, kind of get frustrated because the same old people win. So, I've taken a look at that, and a back to class is the way I go for that. And then Lewis option is an option. You do have to pay in cash. And what happens is the computer will actually at the end of the day, we'll put all the scores in order based on numerically in order. And I can set it where ahead of time I would set it so that maybe there are 2 chunks in that total amount of scores, or I could make 3 chunks or 4. When there's a smaller event, it's suggested that you just break it into 2 chunks. And so this is all kind of automated. I set it ahead of time as far as how many chunks. The system puts all the final scores into order numerically, and then the chunks are created from the final scores, and that this person gets paid at the top of this chunk and this person gets paid at the top of this chunk. So if you feel pretty good about your abilities, but you also kind of like to have a good time testing your skills or testing your fate or whatever, you could do Lewis option. Now, if I just so happen to tell the computer to break it into 3 chunks, so be chunk here, chunk here, chunk here, then the high at each of these positions would get a payout. So that's Lewis option. Class option is, again, optional, and it is paid in cash. And as I did $10 for class option or $20, I can set the amount. But if I did $10 class option, optional for you to participate in it. And what you're saying is, I want to kind of bet in this class. Now, it's not betting because betting's illegal and all that, but I want to take my chance that in this particular class, of the people that show up and shoot in my class, I believe I have a good chance of winning in that class. So I'm going to do class option. Now, let me just say that only those that participate in class option are competing against each other. So this person did class option, this person did class option, they both put money in, there's 2 people, there could be 5 people, 10, 20, and only the ones that participate then are the ones that would get a chance at winning class option. And then whatever amount of money is set up, that goes into the pot for that class. Let me say, obviously the same with Lewis option. It's only people that actually participate in it that would get a payout. So I hope that you have fun with the options, and now you understand the payouts better. And I'll see you at the next NSCA competition.